Well, separation and divorce are a tough time of transition for families, but a local law firm is working to make the experience as safe and secure as possible for everyone involved.
This morning, we welcome Josh Goodman and Nicki Fisher from Fisher Law Group. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You started your firm to help people, and you focus on family-related issues. Can you talk about some of the things that do come up for families and why they might need to see you?
Absolutely. When people first think about family law, they think about divorce, they think about custody. Those are pretty standard. And these days and times, we're talking about domestic violence. We're talking about parents who may not say the best things about the other parent, so alienation of affection, domestic violence, same-sex partnerships, adoption. Lots of those issues are coming up now, and we're here to help them.
You know, it's amazing, too, because I don't think of family law of like that. I think of those as like civil things, corporate things, real estate. Family law is its own entity, correct?
It is, indeed. It is part of civil law, but it's its own court within our court system. And the demands and challenges are so different because you're talking about the most important thing in people's lives, their emotions, their feelings, and how they can use a very cumbersome system sometimes that doesn't respond as well to what's going on in their lives.
We have to talk about the divorce process. It can be very confrontational. It's a difficult time in someone's life. Traditional litigation isn't for everyone, you say.
Yes, that's correct. So traditional litigation, again, it's public, it's time consuming. You know, you have a situation trying to get into a courtroom. It can take a year, maybe 2 years before you actually reach a resolution. So when you're going through that process, as you mentioned, it's an adversarial process. You know, it's what everyone pictures when they picture an attorney. You're in a courtroom, there's a judge, people are going on the witness stand, they're testifying. You're really fighting against each other. And you have this judge who is up there who all they know about you is what you presented to them in the courtroom that day. And then they're making a decision that could impact you the rest of your life. So when you're going through that process, it's necessary for the family law process to have that avenue for people can go. But again, it's not for everyone.
You know, when I think of it, I think of traditional. I think of Kramer versus Kramer when this kid's watching that movie. You're probably too young there to know that movie. But also, what are some of the options besides doing it in the courtroom? Are there any other options?
There are, and those options are being developed all the time now. But for alternative dispute resolution opportunities, there is mediation. We have parenting coordinators who help parents who have high conflict. We have arbitration, and we have collaborative law.
Can you talk about collaborative law? What is that?
So collaborative law is a process where, again, it's a private process where you work with an attorney to basically build a team of resources around you, and that team is there to help you reach a common goal. So the way it works is you'll have your attorneys come in, you'll sign an agreement that you're going to put a good faith effort in to working towards your goals and reaching a resolution. Once you get in the process, you'll have a divorce coach that'll be assigned to you. That person will work with you, kind of guide you through the process, give you information, just try to make it as smooth as possible and help you reach your goals. If you have children, for instance, we'll bring in a child specialist. They'll work with the parents, work with the children, to really try and get you to a place and get you transitioned into this new family dynamic that you're not used to. If there are issues with finances, you bring in a financial expert. That person will, again, help you through that process and get you to this place. And again, we have this whole team that's now working with you to reach this goal as opposed to that adversarial process where you're fighting against each other.
Well, so how do you know if this is the right thing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly.
If this is the right thing for somebody, or how does somebody know that?
I mean, it's a good question because, again, it all comes down to an agreement. You know, the parties have to agree to enter this. No one's forcing you to go into this process. It really puts the power in the parties' hands to do what's best for them and their family. So to know whether it's right for you, really the best way to do it is to speak with an attorney, talk with someone about the facts of your case, find out whether this process is right to reach your goals. So again, meeting with an attorney is really the best way to find out if this process is right for you.
Okay, Nicki, how do you find, that brings the next question, how do you find the right family attorney?
Well, you use your connections, you trust your gut. You have to think about your goals. What is it that I want to accomplish here? And set up some appointments. You don't just meet with one. It is probably the most important relationship you will have, certainly at least professionally. So you want to talk to a couple of people. You want to ask other people about the folks whose names you've gotten. Just because somebody has a great reputation for being a tiger in court does not necessarily mean that person is going to match your personal needs.
It may not be a good fit for you.
You got it. Just because they are mean, well, if you're meek and you're quiet and you really don't want that kind of attention, that may not work for you. So you have to keep asking around. And again, trust your gut.
You can call the Fisher Law Group at the number on your screen. It is 980-819-0021, 980-819-0021, or visit FisherLawGroupPLLC.com, FisherLawGroupPLLC.com. Joshua, Nicki, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
Thank you. Well, coming up on Shout Out today,